What's up, blue collar millionaires? Chris and I here today. We're going to talk about our mastermind today. It's on October 19th in Miami. It's going to start the evening of the 19th. That's a Thursday. Come in, network, get some drinks, have a private chef there, eat food, hang out. Then it really starts the curriculum, everything Friday and Saturday. Those are the two main days. Everybody's flying out Sunday morning. We'll be leaving Sunday morning. It includes, we got a really nice place in Miami. Everything's going to be done.
It's a mansion.
Yeah, everything's going to be done in the Miami mansion. You can stay in the mansion. It's all part of the mastermind. So it's going to be a little different than other masterminds. This is how we did it last time. Chris and I have been to so many. We took the best things, what we feel are the best things from other masterminds, and the things that didn't work threw away. A lot of masterminds are $5,000. I even was at one at 7,500. And you're getting a hotel, and at nighttime there's dead time and you're waiting for the next day. I don't like that at all. So we have everybody in the mansion with us. We're starting about 9 a.m, but then it goes all day. For lunch, we have a private chef come in. They're cooking food for you. They're not doing the box lunch thing. We're not doing that shit. We're doing high level stuff. When we did the one in Florida, we went out to 2 really nice restaurants, one Ruth Chris Steakhouse, and we want to make it really nice because we like as if we want to attend the same thing. But the best part of it is those late nights, or if you're an early morning guy. Chris is up early, I'm up late, so it's
you get the best of both worlds with us.
I was having some great conversations with 2 guys at about 11:45 at night one night, just talking about and going over their problems, and they became good friends after it as well. So that you can get so much more in that. And we do these events small. So there's only so many spots available. We don't do 25 people, 20 people like that, because we want to be really one-on-one with you guys. Know what your business is doing, know what the obstacles are, help you address those obstacles. But also in this mastermind, we're talking about all the things that have worked for us. That's how Chris, that's how I set this up. If I could go back 25 years and talk to myself for a weekend, be like, there's different technology now, but I'd just be like, just do these 3 things.
Yeah.
And this is,
we've all got the same problem. So here's the deal. You either don't have enough leads to grow. You don't have enough people to utilize the leads that are coming in to grow, or you are running around 80, 90-hour weeks because you don't have the systems and the processes and the automation, because you don't understand that that's the most important thing when you've got the leads coming in and you've got people standing around. And what we do is we just put we put a select few of people in a house so that relationship gets created. You're not only learning from me and Kevin, you're also learning from the individuals that are going to be in that room, because these are business owners as well that's sitting in the room that have some level of success. And if you're a tree guy, you might have another tree guy sitting in there. It doesn't matter if you're doing gutters, if you're doing landscaping, if you're doing trees, carpet cleaning, or if you're selling widgets. Business is business. So what we want to do is stick you in this atmosphere, this lifestyle inside of a mansion, so that it starts changing your perception, so that your belief system starts moving around, and you realize I actually can have this kind of lifestyle as well. Then we have the private chef come in. Then we put you on a hot seat where you're going to sit here and tell us where you're at. And then we will cultivate a unique design of action plans for you, so that when you leave, you're going to be able to 10x your income. That was probably what we got the most feedback on. So Kevin, some of the things that we're rolling, that we go over, marketing. You got your 3 buckets in business: marketing, operations, and finance. In marketing, we talk about how we do our guerrilla marketing. Guerrilla marketing is literally just knocking on the door. You're walking into places to ask for their business, to show what value you have, so that you can get a response back. So we talk about the guerrilla marketing. We talk about how networking has allowed us to grow our businesses. going to things like BNI, the Chamber of Commerce, realtor meetings, getting around those individuals that can refer you out, giving services away. Kevin talks about how he used to get on the clubhouse at these apartment complexes, and he would clean the gutter on the clubhouse for free. Most of you are like, oh man, I wouldn't give my service away. You're missing out because they don't even know what your service is like until they get a chance to taste it. Why do you think drug dealers are so successful? They give you a bump. And then when you know the feeling from it, you come back for more and you're paying for the second one, but the first one might have been for free.
Made a lot of money doing that.
Yeah. So
it still works.
You want to sit there and what about affiliates? If y'all have heard about the ERC credit, y'all know that affiliate marketing is a really big thing right now, being spoke about. It's because it's so effective. If you can find someone that talks to your customer in the moment that your customer is needing you, why would you not pay that person to be your advertising? It's the best form of advertising, in my opinion, because it's such a warm form of advertising. It's a trusted form when someone else says, hey, here's who you need to call to fix this.
One other thing that it really worked last time, and it'll happen again this time, is because I had been to masterminds where there's 30 guys. You don't even talk to the guy who's running the mastermind. You're just kind of hearing stuff, and he brings in speakers, and there's nothing wrong with that. There can be a lot of value in there.
Exactly.
But we're so small, you're going to have just a lot of one-on-one time. And when other people ask questions, which is why we do the hot seat, we want everyone to learn from everyone's problems. Because when that guy's talking about his own problems, of course, you're sitting there, you're like, yeah, I have that problem. I have problems hiring employees. I have problems with how to outsource bookkeeping or whatever. So you're getting questions answered. But also then after hours, when we're sitting down, you say like, hey, talk to me again about the VAs. I got it. You just did an hour on it, but like, walk me through it. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to go through it with you. And there'll probably be two other guys there, and they'll be sitting there listening, and they'll get it. I want to really get high level on the things that matter, because so many guys say, like, even the guys when they're talking about buying a business, they're like, yeah, I'm going to triple it. I'll triple it in 2 years. How?
Right.
How are you going to do that? We're going to show you how to do that. Like, I want you to, when somebody says, how are you going to do that? You just start going on for 10 minutes. And the guy's like, yeah, I can see him tripling that. Or when somebody says, yeah, I'm going to hire VAs, I'll just hire them for like $5 an hour. It's easy, right? No, it's not easy.
The best information. So it's like you said, these bigger events where you listen to the speaker, what happens is when you're at these large events and you're listening to these speakers from a stage, you hear things that prompt new questions. When you're in these smaller rooms, with smaller groups, you get to sit there and immediately interrupt the conversation and say, can you tell me more detail about that? And it's not disruptive. And that's what's so great about it. It's like sitting around the table with a bunch of friends, and instead of talking about sports or who did this and that yesterday, you're talking about business and how to grow your wealth. And we're speaking shop. We're talking real strategies. And you have the opportunity, when that question comes to mind, right in that moment, say, so I understand that you're hiring VAs, but what about, I've got this business doing this, and I don't know how, and we can customize it. Because sometimes there's just a mental block where you think, well, my situation is unique. And the reality is you just need someone to sit there and help you get past the mental block, because nobody's situation is unique. Business is business, but we got to get past our own. And Kevin, man, I walk away with great friendships from these, because I got to hang out, literally sleeping in the same house for 2 nights, around them for 3 days. And it's such a small group. I've had a few hours with each individual to where I've really got to know them, know what they're doing, know what they're about. I know kind of what their personality's like. You get to hear about their spouses, their family, what makes them tick, kind of what their background was. It's just a total different experience. And, everybody says entrepreneurship is a lonely road, but it doesn't have to be. You just need to be getting in the right rooms and meeting the right people. And then after you leave these rooms, you've got someone that you've got a cell phone number to that you can call up and say, hey man, have you ever done email marketing? I'm low on leads and I need to really pick up my email marketing. Do you do that? Like, these are the kind of, you don't get that in these large rooms. You didn't get a cell phone number in a large room. Another thing that I really like about this is we all stay in the same house. And I know I've been to some events, and it takes a lot of effort to keep the networking going once the event itself is shut down. It's like, hey, are y'all going out to eat? Where y'all, what are y'all doing after hours? Like, you really got to make an effort. And so those people that are introverts, those that are not as charismatic and extroverted, it's going to be a lot more difficult in those settings. In this setting, you can't help. You'd have to go to your bedroom and lock the door to get away from folks. Like, it's there. We're all running around like a group. So it's very powerful. I've been to probably a handful of these smaller masterminds, and these are my absolute favorite. I still go to the larger masterminds. They both have their benefits.
Yep.
But don't miss out. If you're tired, if you're in that point where you're like, I need more, then you need to get in the room, because this is business talk. We're not talking about real estate. So if you need more in real estate, this is not the room to get into. But if you're talking about how can I acquire a business, right now you might be a high-level manager at a company, a W-2 job. Kevin, your partner, Sean, he was sitting over at a W-2 job making really good money.
Yep.
He was like, dude, I am ready to have my own thing. If that's you, then this is a room you need to get into. If you've got a current business and you can't get out of the field, or you can't figure out how to scale it to where you're making a net million or more, then you need to get in this room, because there's going to be techniques and tactics and things that you're going to pick up. And one thing can 10x your revenue. It's just, are you going to gather that information by getting in the right room and building right relationships?
Chris has that on, and it doesn't have to just be blue collar. We had a spinal surgeon at our last one. He's a great guy. He was picking up a lot of stuff for his own business, because he has a business within that. He's a spinal surgeon, but he owns the business. So it's so many things you can apply. But Chris and I really I want guys to walk out and say, at least, but really say, here's 3 things I'm doing this month. This is how I'm doing them. And that's why we're going to make that plan. That's just like my thing. Like, I love listening to people's businesses, listening to their problems, and then coming up with solutions and a plan. Like, I can do that all day. Chris knows I love doing that. And, this is my 33rd year as an entrepreneur. So I'm not saying it every single thing, but it seems like every time somebody has a problem, I'm like, yeah, I already dealt with that. Like in 2008, 2014, 2012. And then I figured it out, but it took me sometimes years to figure it out. Years. I want to say I figured it out in 6 weeks. It didn't. And then once you do, that's kind of why we started this whole group. I wanted to show guys how to do it faster. It's lonely. It's frustrating. It's hard. Let's speed up the learning curve.
Here's what I love about it too, Kevin. Me and you, we're both in that service-based blue collar field, but at the same time, we do it in a different capacity. I'm mainly in residential. I am in a brick and mortar. I've got physical W-2 employees around me, and we got service trucks that we own, that we wrap, that are going out into the field to do the service work. You are mainly commercial, all commercial. You use virtual assistants for the majority of your team. You have subcontractors, an extension of your team, and you do all of your communication and marketing via email, pretty much. You pull data and email market to pick up new. Ours is more of an affiliate style, more of an in-person networking in the local community, but you're in multiple states. I'm in one market with the surrounding markets. So the styles have to be different according to what your target market is and the way your business is structured. You get both of those profiles in the same room. So it's really tough for us to not be able to communicate with you at a very accurate level because of, and Kevin, you've done all of what I'm currently doing. I mean, when you had your lawn care service, but you're at a different current level with your gutter cleaning business, but you're getting 2 different perspectives. And it's very powerful when you've got all of that in the same room. And this is not even communicating about who the attendees are going to be. Like I learned so much from these attendees because they might be doing something extremely successful for them. And I take that and I'm like, man, I'm going to apply that to my business.
I mean, I do that every time too.
Yeah.
It's like reading a book, or at least when I'm reading a book, I'm stopping because I'm like, oh, that'll work. And I'm doing it. So it's the same thing. You're listening to other people's problems and it's just applying to your business. But yeah, we have very different models, but they're both going in the same direction. But that's great for the attendees because they get to learn both things. And you can take a model like Chris's and then start to turn it. You can do both. You could do what I'm doing and you do. So I love showing guys how to do that. I've shown several guys how to do that and been partners with them in landscaping, pool cleaning. Once they do it, it's very hard for them to stop doing it.
I mean, you last mastermind, you talked about how you get online, you search up the complex to find down towards the bottom. You're seeing who that property management company is. Then you're using hunter.io to pull the email addresses. And then you show us your template of how you were sending it out and making it very accurate so that they would pay attention to it and not just scrap it. We spoke about social media, how to leverage that, how to start getting eyeballs and monetizing social media. Google Places. I mean, if you don't have a Google Place listing for your business right now, and you're a brick and mortar and you're in a local market, then you're dramatically missing out. And how are you getting reviews? Like Ben Hill, part of this community, he's got over 1,000 reviews and he's in a 90,000 population city.
Incredible.
Over 1,000 reviews on a soft washing business. It's because he pushes reviews and he understands reviews pushes him up organically without having to pay for advertising on the list when someone searches one of his keywords that on the service that he provides. And then again, the email marketing. What about Google Guaranteed? Have y'all heard about Google Guaranteed, the green check mark? That's another paid ad that gives you more legitimacy. And people, it sets you at the top of the list and people are going to click on you quicker. All of this is marketing techniques that allow you to get higher flow. But what if we move over into operations and you're like, I got a ton of leads? Well, you need to always be recruiting. We're going to talk about how we recruit our people. How does Kevin find his subcontractors in multiple states so that he can expand? How do we find A players? How do we attract A players? How do we identify the A players during the interview process? How do we retain A players through the process once we've found them and hired them? CRM systems to help automate yourself. Performance pay. That totally changed the culture of my business. Instead of having hourly pay, which sets someone up to sit here and say, it doesn't matter if I do faster, slower, whatever, as long as I don't get fired, I'm getting paid the same per hour. When you go to performance pay across the board for everybody at your company, now you've got someone that's in alignment with the success of the company and everybody's pushing towards the same goal. We break that down for you. Virtual assistants. Kevin just went over that. He had a whole slideshow at the last mastermind of how he does his virtual assistants, how he finds them, vets them, how he trains them, how he's able to, if one doesn't work out, he immediately can train another one with little effort. I'm telling you guys, what's the price, Kevin? Everybody's wondering what it takes.
Price is $6,000. All you got to do is get there. Fly in, drive in. We take care of everything from there.
You got a bed to sleep in. You got food to eat. You got drinks to drink. Restaurants are paid for.
Everything's good. Stay in the house. You don't have to budget a hotel or anything else like that. You just come and come in on Thursday. We'll be there at 4:00. Come in anytime after 4:00. Leave out Sunday morning. There's gonna be a ton of stuff. $6,000. Oh, for past attendees, War Room members and past attendees, because I think 3 of them are coming back that already messaged us. I don't know. I didn't track that completely, but they get $1,000 off. So they're at $5,000. But that's a great thing. You know, when we were at Dealmaker, how many of the guys in the Blue Collar Millionaire Mastermind were at the Dealmaker thing?
A ton.
That made me, when I walked into the table, I was like, wait, this table's the Blue Collar Millionaire table thing. I loved it. I love to see these guys become friends and they're helping each other and you build your own community. So that's the whole second byproduct of this.
And what we're going to do for the attendees that show up for this mastermind, we're going to give you a free month in the boardroom. This is the operational mastermind that we're launching very, very soon, so that you can come in and we will just constantly be going over all of these tactics that allow you to scale a business.
That's going to be, they're actually going to have boardroom elite, because there's going to be two different levels. There's boardroom, and boardroom elite's the better one. You're going to have much more access. We're really going to go through your stuff. So anybody who's in there is anybody who comes to the mastermind has a month of that. We're going to be doing 1 hour a week on that virtually. We do it with the war room, but it's all going to be about the same things: scaling, operations, marketing, all those things, all the things that worked for us. So you'll hear so many of them at the mastermind, but we'll be talking about them every week. So that's a added bonus as well. So when you go to the mastermind and now you're like, okay, I pretty much have it. I talked to him so much, but now you're back in this boardroom elite for free for a month. You can ask more questions about it and just get this thing. That's what we want, because we want people to I want people to come and then go make a lot of money. Lots.
It means we did our job right.
Yeah.
It means we shared the correct information and we had the right people in the room. And it's fulfilling for us when we get to see other people taking action and really having success.
And the other thing when we teach is, when I teach these things, I'm all about how can we teach them so that you can outsource them very quickly. Even in the beginning, when Chris was talking about all those things I do with databases and Hunter. Yeah, I did do all those things at one point. I taught them, and then I don't do any of those anymore. So you don't even need to. You could just learn the systems, have VAs do them, get them going, get leads, ding, 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 ding. All day, my email's just going all day if I look at it. I have it on silent. I can't listen to that.
I love it. All right, guys. So if y'all are interested in coming to the mastermind, if you're really serious about 10Xing your income, then hit me and Kevin up and in the DMs. Let us know that you're interested. We'll hop on a call with you if we need to. We'll shoot you a link over so that you can get paid up. October 19th, Yeah, 19th, 20th, and fly out on the 21st, all inclusive. You just got to pay for your travel to get there. Once you're there, you're there. Everything else is paid for. It's a blast. I'm telling you, the private chef, the conversations, the information that we'll leave with you, the personalized action plan that you're going to get each individual. You'll get to hear each individual situation as well. We'll hang out by the pool, the hot tub. We'll smoke cigars if you're into that. It's a really, really good time hanging out. The last attendees, all of them said this is the best event they've ever been to, hands down. And that was probably the best compliment we could have ever had, because I knew we were successful when they felt like they were walking away with a ton of value and they got more than what they had paid for. And we've seen a lot of them have a lot of success since they left as well. So they were action takers. But if y'all got questions, reach out to us. Let us know. We'll be more than happy to hop on a call and answer any questions that you might have. And we hope that we get to see you there. There's limited seating. There's limited beds. Okay. We've got 8 beds. So don't dally, because someone else is going to snatch your bed up if you think this is the place that you need to be in to change your financial situation, your business situation going forward.
Absolutely. All right, Chris.
See y'all later.
Guys, message us.